Hi everyone, this is Tracy Newman from the Navigators Tarot, here to do a few readings for you. We're going to start with the general reading and we'll have a look and see what's going on with the general populace at the moment. What the energies are bringing onto this earth plane. It's a very kind of confusing, ungrounded time for a lot of us at the moment. A lot of things going on for a lot of us. Confusion, very hard to get grounded. Good idea to probably take your shoes off and go and walk out in the sunshine and a grassy area, just to ground the feet and ground yourself into the earth plane and connect once again to source and then down through into the central sun. Because the energies are very ungrounded at the moment and kind of chaotic and all over the place. So I think at the moment it would appear that a lot of people are beginning to either go through a dark night of the soul, which will lead to their awakening, or they are actually going into an awakening process. That's what is going on at the moment. So that will often be quick started by something like a traumatic event or past trauma and a trigger that will reinvigorate that past trauma response. But it inevitably leads us to a place of deep contemplation and deep recognition of who we really are, the truth of who we really are. And leads to us becoming a lot more authentic in our dealings with not only ourselves but others. There's a lot of warrior energy at the moment as well, loyal warrior energy coming through. And connecting to source. So for a lot of people that are going through a dark night of the soul, it's a good idea to, when getting really grounded into the truth of who you really are, it's a really good idea to connect once again to source, down through the physical body, down into the central sun, as I've said. Because of the chaotic energies that are about at the moment, we're going to feel that on an inner level, which will create a lot of chaos. Also too, I came across a friend the other night she was having all sorts of dreams, things that were going on in her life, but also too being interrupted by a loudspeaker through the dream, basically saying that things were going to get rough, that to stock up on food and everything else. So she's actually gone ahead and done that. And the other day too, I was out in the garden and the ravens were calling and were saying that there was more chaos to come and quite a few deaths en masse. And I do not know in what form that will come in. I have no real idea, but it was a call. Usually when the ravens are calling like they were the other day, it is usually, there's a distressing quality to it. And the last couple of times I've come across the ravens doing that, the first time was just before COVID hit, and then the COVID lie hit, and then also too when the lockdowns occurred. So, I don't know what's coming. I have no real idea, but the ravens, the animals never lie. And this person's dreams are usually quite prophetic. So, there is chaos occurring for all of us. But then we have the phoenix rising from the ashes. But I will also say, as the phoenix rises, so does the darkness. The darkness is going to rear its ugly head. It's going to come up and out. It's like a pimple being squeezed. All the impurities and the toxins are all being removed at this time. But that does not mean that they are not going to fight back. So I do feel that the The darkness is actually coming up and out for all of us on a inner level as well as an outer level. So just keep working within, and if anything comes up, purify the self in any way, shape or form that you can. Usually energetically is the first way, and then in any other way that you're called upon to do, whether physically, emotionally. It is a good idea at this point in time to purify the self as much as possible and to remove any toxins on any level that remain in the body. So this is a time where we need to use our intuition to go within and to get very, very clear about our movement forward and our role that will be required of us in this new earth structure. So if you need body work at all, it's a good idea to go to a healer or a massage therapist, anybody that can help remove any sort of impurities at all from your system. There seems to be a lot of twin energies, like masculine, feminine energies that are coming through. A lot of the purified energies of the divine masculine and the divine feminine are starting to come through a lot of us as the toxins are being removed and that balance is being restored. Because of the energies of the divine masculine and divine feminine that are now here on the earth plane, that are trying to find some sort of balance as we've been imbalanced for so long. It would appear that as the impurities and the darkness is driven out of our own cells and also the earth plane as well, that the divine masculine, divine feminine energies are now coming into alignment. And so there could be quite a few reunions happening on that twin flame dynamic, and also with the divine masculine, divine feminine within. They call it union and reunion and balancing out those energies of the Shiva and Shakti, the male and the female, the masculine and the feminine. Interesting stuff. Okay, I'll just have another look what else we have this week for the general energy. So yeah, any healing that needs to be done, good idea to find a healer, or if you have a modality that works for you, to actually move into those healing energies so that you can actually move out anything that no longer serves you and needs to be removed. And we are going deeper and darker. A lot of people on this earth plane who are starting their healing journey, it's about going within and getting deeper, darker, and coming through that dark night of the soul, which has precipitated this change within. And that is what is occurring for a lot of people on the earth plane at the moment. Circumstances have pushed them into a triggered response, a triggered trauma response, and that will set people on the path of releasing any trauma from the past and moving into lighter energies once they have purged out the darkness and any remaining toxins. Okay, so that's probably pretty much all I have for this week. I'll just have a look one more time. Yep, dark night of the soul, definitely. And also too, at the moment, I've had, I don't know about anybody else, but I've had an increasing awareness of my relationship with Source and it being very important at this time, because we're getting into quite serious energies now, and energies that can make us very ungrounded. So if at any stage that you do feel like you need to go within and you need to take time out, it's a good idea to do that and to actually reinvigorate your connection to Source energy, which of course lies within each and every single cell within our bodies. As within, so without. So do whatever you need to do. Sometimes go out into nature if you need to. That's where you'll find abundance, that way here. So death and rebirths, there's a lot of this going on at the moment. Allow the self to die as much as it possibly needs to, as your identity shifts and changes, and basically it is like a death of that identity, of that ego structure. Yep, and move into Emperor energies, which is the divine masculine energies. Okay, but as I've said before, the divine masculine, divine feminine lie within each and every single one of us. And so, yeah, connect to source. And sometimes too, the sun represents the masculine, the divine masculine. Get out in the sun, enjoy the sun, really have an invigorating, beautiful time out in the sun. That will help. Anything else? No, death, rebirth again. Yes, and balance between the light and the dark and the masculine and feminine. All right, so hopefully that makes sense, and I shall see you anon. And yes, if you haven't already, hit like and subscribe, and I shall see you next week. Bye for now.